Old Dominion.
How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Have you guys played much at all in the past 6 months?
No.
Yes, golf, yes.
Oh, golf. Well, let me first say to anyone listening, especially if you're a new listener, Old Dominion is my favorite band and quite possibly 1 and 1A favorite country music artist, period. So I've said it before. Just I want to be consistent with it so you don't think I'm buttering you up only one time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, that can change. It's okay.
And it has. You've fallen to 2 before, but, you back up. I was reading some stuff about you guys back when you first started. Tell me how you feel about this description of Old Dominion. I always feel like descriptions written by PR people are so funny.
I can't wait.
As a band, Old Dominion were much softer and sweeter than the party-hardy legends of bro country, straddling the line between contemporary pop and classic soft rock.
Wow, that's pretty accurate.
Was that like, at first when he said softer and sweeter, I thought he meant like as people. Which is true.
That translates through the music, I'd say.
I think that's true.
I'd say so, yeah.
Whenever-
That's better than we used to we had this bio written by somebody, and we spent like hours interviewing him, or he was interviewing us, and he wrote this bio, and it said something that like we had more hits this side of a tuna boat.
More hooks.
More hooks this side of the
more
tuna
hooks
boat.
this side of a tuna boat. So that's better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know that it is. I'll be honest with you. I don't know that
Do you
it
think
is.
it kind of makes us out like a bunch of wussies?
Yeah.
We should find that bio and go back to it.
First time that we met you guys, this is 8 number ones ago. You guys came in and you did Break Up With Him, and you were brand new to the scene. In your set list, though, when you play that, I'm assuming you still play it at shows.
Of course.
Break Up With
Oh,
Him.
yeah, of course.
Where do you put your first hit in the set list?
At the first song.
You do. So here we go. Do you guys get all chronological? We're gonna do 8 number ones in a row, and then a bunch of album tracks you may not have heard. Here we go.
No, we got. Then everyone would just leave. So no, we.
Snapback. That to me, that was the big one for you guys. Whenever it was
Yeah.
like, all right, they're not a one-hit wonder. They're here to stay. Whenever Snapback hits, when it's put as a single, like what was that conversation like as a group?
I think that one was pretty much. I think we were pretty united on that one.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that just felt like a hit. Just big up tempo song, easy to sing along to.
Are you saying that you guys haven't always? What I took from that is when you go, yeah, we were oddly all together on that one. Are you saying that?
I think we kind of normally are, actually.
Yeah.
Normally are. Yeah, there's a lot of discourse. Just we like to talk it all out. So there's always. You're trying to find every angle to make sure you got it all covered. But then ultimately we land on the same place usually.
You put out your first EP 6 years or so ago. I'm always fascinated with fan bases and how they grow. But also, I got to imagine that when you first put this out, you still remember some of those folks that maybe you haven't even met in person. But you still remember some of them that were tweeting you that are massive fans that still are today.
Yeah. Man, we know a lot of them. We have like a pretty great dedicated fan base, and it feels actually weird when we were touring heavily. It would be really strange for you to have a show without them there, because they become this like cast of characters that follow you around. And then when they're not there, you're like, man,
Do we suck
This
now?
is weird.
That's why I feel like, am I not good now?
But then it's
How
great
come she didn't make it to Northern Oregon?
yeah. Then it's great because there's sometimes you'll be like halfway through and then you'll notice them and you'll be like, yeah, there you are.
Sometimes people say, how do I get in to know a famous band or an artist? I'm like, well, what you do is you become a fan way early. Yeah. Because when they don't have a lot of folks that are supporting them and you're remembered easily.
Absolutely.
Like I remember people that were starting to listen to the radio show when I was 22 years old and are still there. And like, I know exactly where they live. I know when I go to somewhere, and I mean, it's a really cool thing. And so, but I'm always curious about fan bases, and you guys do remember those folks, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. We don't always remember their names, but we remember their faces for sure. We had a game one time. They came through meet and greet with a game, and they had us like pictures of them all, and they had us try to fill in their names.
Oh no,
It was like cruel.
It was cruel
joke.
And we got about 60-70% of them right, and then we filled in the rest with like
Huey, Louie,
Dewey, and Louie, and now their Twitter names are Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
That's a mean game. Once, we won't say who, we had an artist in, and he was like, man, I love you guys. And I, being the wise guy that I am, was like, okay, what are all our names?
You are a bad man.
But this
cold.
artist, though,
Did he deserve it?
was over the top about it a little bit. He was like, I'm just big fans of all of you. And I thought he'd be able to, and then he left. He walked out, didn't finish it.
No.
And I was just like, oh no. But that's a mean game. And I learned there are two things I learned. Never challenge anyone on names. And two, and you guys may have done this before. Someone will go, hey, we're going to do a gender reveal. I was doing a show once.
Oh, man.
And I was like, okay. And so they're like, after the show, you know, I didn't want to do it on stage, but I was like, after the show, I'll be happy to do it. So they come back to the back and they're recording it. And in an envelope, there's going to be a guy or a boy or girl, a guy, baby, a boy or a girl.
It's a guy. Congratulations.
His name is Phil.
What's up, Mom?
It was a boy. And what I should have done is just said, I opened it and did it. But instead, I said to her, hey, what do you want?
Oh.
I know. And she goes, I want a girl. Then I opened it and it was a boy. And I was just like, well, it's a boy. It's a guy. Yeah.
We did a proposal one time that did not go well.
Wow.
Like we've resisted and
Could not have
resisted
gone worse.
and resisted and resisted doing that. Like for that reason.
Yeah.
But man, it really like he in front of everyone. I worked this whole thing out with him. I was like, all right, dude, like I'm gonna throw it to you around this time, and it was like a little VIP thing, so it was probably like 200 people or so, and it didn't go well, man. He hit his knees and asked her, and she just sat there.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I was watching. I'm like, I can't really see. I'm like, well, what did she say? And Matt's looking at me like, he hasn't answered yet, dude. I'm like, oh, okay.
So
Here's
never
our
again.
next number one hit.
Never again.
What's the love song that you guys get the most when they're like, hey, I want to play this for my girl because it means the most to her or to us?
It's definitely one man band.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely the one that people want us to come play at their weddings all the time for that, and they.
By the way, I got a wedding coming up. How much? How much for
you
individually and then together? Because I have to cut a couple. You probably.
That's true. That's true. That's like, didn't like Huey Lewis do that? Like you could book him as Huey Lewis, and you could book him for Huey Lewis and the news.
You could buy the news.
Yeah. So for this price,
That's my favorite song. I mean, one man band because I felt like there's only been a few songs in my life where I felt like that voice was speaking for me. Yeah. That's when you know a songwriter has dialed into who you are. John Mayer does it for me. You guys do it for me some. And that was one where I was like, man, like I feel the one man band, like I felt I wanted that.
well, thank you.
So yeah, same on that one. And the other one is probably Nowhere Fast. Like
Yeah.
that's possibly 1A in my favorite songs that you guys do. The other one, when I think about you guys, I remember Amy coming in and you guys had maybe just put out the single and she was like, this Hotel Key song is my favorite song. And I was like, it's okay. I was like, you know, I've heard better from them. But I'm going to tell you, she nailed it. It became like, that's one of those songs from that time, from that year. I was like, I know exactly where I was.
Wow, cool.
And that's kind of what you want is when you create anything, like make people remember where they were when that came out.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when we picked that song as a single, that's one that we weren't all sure about. For sure, that was like one that had a lot of conversation, and we finally were like, the label came to us and was like, we really think it should be Hotel Key, and we were like, really, that one? And ultimately, they were right, because now when we launch into that song live, it's a mood changer. It changes the whole room. So
I was like, you really that one? But then I was wrong. I was wrong. Amy, why'd you love that song so much?
The first time I heard it, I remember where I was exactly. It was around summer 2018-ish.
at the Hilton Garden Inn.
No, I wasn't. No, but I was in Austin. I will shout out Case 101 because I hadn't heard it anywhere else yet. So I was in Austin. I mean, obviously we hear a lot of songs. And I'm driving in my car, and I'm like, what is this song? And I turn it up, and Austin was ahead and playing it. And so then I started hearing it more and more because I was there for a few weeks. And then I came back in here, and I don't know if we were playing it here yet or what happened. And I was like, the song has the jam. And Bobby was like, eh. So,
okay, we can move off that I wasn't convinced, okay?
Then, yeah. And so I think a lot of people, they probably felt just like I did. Something about it right when you turn it on, it just hooks you.
It's just a great concept, too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's fun.
Yeah. But also, it's not, you receive the title, it doesn't make sense until you hear the song.
Right.
And I always like that about a song.
Yeah.
Like Matt still has one now, Everywhere But On, and you're like, what the crap does that mean? But then you hear the song and it's like, I moved everywhere but on, and you're like, oh, that's that. But Hotel Key was like that for me too.
Yeah, that's what you think. Like that looks good on the back of the CD. I don't know if anyone has those anymore. Like Hotel Keeper.
Yeah, when you look at the titles.
The CD, you say, Sonny Boy?
Well, back in my day,
You guys
they used to slide it in right in the middle of the car, right in the front of the dashboard, where the USB is now.
Let's hear
Some of them had 6.
You guys are nominated for CMA Album of the Year. I did vote for it, by the way.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank
They always
you.
tell us not to reveal our votes, but every time an artist comes in, I lie and say I voted for theirs. But you guys, I really did vote for. You guys, I really.
What are we supposed to believe?
I know. But I just want to be transparent with you. I tell everybody that, but you guys, I did. Okay, you guys, I did. Also, Vocal Group of the Year, which you've won the past 2 years. But most importantly, and I don't want this to be lost because I think this is amazing. You're nominated for a Waffle House Toonie Award.
Yes, we are nominated for a while. I mean, that's like the one, like, the kids were like, no way. So, yeah, this is a big one.
Which of your songs do you think is most popular with the 2 a.m. Waffle House crowd?
Ooh.
Man. It's got to be the Meow Mix, right?
I would say it's probably Snapback. If
Yeah,
I had
that's
to think
probably
it
good.
was when
Yeah.
I'm in Waffle House. I used to study every night at Waffle House. I would drive an hour to work, drive an hour back, study for a couple hours, and I'd play that dang jukebox.
Nice.
And it was AC/DC. You know, you play a little Metallica. I don't like the hard stuff. I like Enter Sandman though on the jukebox. I'd probably play Snapback. Who was your favorite band 20 years ago? Favorite artist 20 years ago?
What year was that? 20 years ago?
That's
2000.
2000. Man.
So I'm going to probably say like the Black Crowes or something.
We had them playing here
Did you?
like
Wow.
4 or 5 months ago. It was awesome. Well, I guess it was right pre-Corona, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Right pre-Corona, they came in. Amazing
good.
for us. And they did like they did a version of what they did.
She Talks to Angels.
It's like 13 minutes long.
Oh.
Well, we were like, we like it.
You like it, then you didn't like it, then you liked it.
But then we're like, I'd have to come in the middle of it. All right, right now you're listening to the Bobby Bones Show. All right, let's go.
That's awesome.
What about you, Matt?
I mean, I was probably into I think I was like listening to a lot of Counting Crows right now. There's 2 Crows.
Nice.
2 Crow bands.
Black
My
Counting
favorite
Crows?
band. Yeah, Counting Crows is my favorite band.
Yeah, I was probably listening to a lot of that.
That's a good one.
Trev?
I don't know. Probably Weezer, I guess. I can't place
Dang,
2000 in my mind.
That's a weird time to place. Like I got the 90s on lock and I got now. The
Yeah.
rest of it's kind of a blur.
Yeah.
The new single. Let's play this. It's called Never Be Sorry. I know it. The music video just came out, right? Am I crazy or did it?
Yeah,
You're right.
It just came
like
out.
a week or 2 ago.
How'd you guys shoot the video? Was it super like small crew?
Yeah, it was a pretty small crew, and of course everyone got tested and kept our distance. And our director Mason, he did such a great job of like planning the whole thing out, so we were there for minimal time.
Yeah.
The whole thing was done in like 4 shots. He would just be like, "Okay, come in." We'd run through it.
Because you're on again. I'm going from my memory here. You're on like a sound stage, and
Yeah.
the bottom is even a screen. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm too big of a fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a little creepy.
It's like, and you lean to the left,
And you-
right, Matt?
Either a fan or you're really good at your job.
It's not that one. It's not that one. I like when you guys come in because there's a lot of you. You're like country music's Wu-Tang Clan to me. You're all individually
that.
extremely talented. You know, Matt, you're definitely Method. Jeff, you're Ghostface for sure. Yeah. Trevor, you're probably RZA. You know, you definitely are such a collection of talented guys that, you know, I'm just grateful you came together. I am.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks.
so
Appreciate
thank you. One other request before you leave. We're doing the St. Jude Radiothon in December. I would love it if you'd come back and play us a song for the kids at the hospital.
We'd love to do that.
All right. So we'll leave you for now, but in a month or so, we'll see them. Here they are, Old Dominion.
Yeah!
Back in a minute here, Bobby Bones Show.
It's a Bobby Bones Show.